Hey, what's going on, everybody? A little throwback there to Walker Stalker with War Smart Quan giving our little custom intro there. Appreciate it. That guy's awesome. I want to say welcome back. Season 8 finale. But before we jump into the ending of our season here, a few announcements. Per the usual, just a reminder that our website and these videos, main goal is to raise money for charity. Our current level 2 charity is the Humane Society. Speaking of which, I think I just saw one of the babies over there. Yeah. Is that Joey over there?
That's Joe.
That's Joe, yep. So if you guys can donate, there are links down below in our Twitch and YouTube channel. If you guys can't donate, we understand that. What we can do to help us out is just to like, subscribe, and follow us on all the social medias, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and particularly go ahead and head over to YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe to us there. The more people that like our videos and subscribe to us, the more people will see our videos over on the right-hand side there for recommendations, and the more people click on our videos, the more ad revenue we get, and the more ad revenue we get, the more we can donate towards charity, because 100% of all the ad revenue will go towards our current charity, which is, once again, the Humane Society. Let's save these little fur babies over there, like Joe over there. Yeah. Other than that, the finale, Season 8, comes to a close.
Yes.
What'd you think, man?
It was a complete 360. You know, they fixed a lot of the wrongs from season 7, but they still, I think when you watch season 8, I think if you watch our show, I think that you can see that they just, the poor writing from 7 kind of carried on to 8 in some moments that, you know, we talk about, you know, the Jocelyn moments, but other than that, I like the finale. It was kind of like, how can I put this? Well, how can I can't put it into words. It was almost like you kind of wanted more. I think that they purposely did it that way because of the premiere of Fear the Walking Dead, but I thought it was a little bit lackluster in terms the finality of this whole, you know, war segment. It just, I wanted to see a little bit more than what we saw, I guess. I mean, they basically marched out to the field and you know, Negan and Rick's fight wasn't that long, and I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't really much of a war as it was just like skirmishes here and there. It was just a little tit for tat, you know, for the entire couple seasons, and now it's like, oh, here we go, they're gonna throw it down, us versus them. Oh, malfunction junction over here. So, all right, so no war.
Yeah, anticlimactic. That's the word I'm looking for. I did like how they ended it with the comic book moment. So obviously, you know, everybody who's watching should have seen the finale. Likes, you know, they ended it with a comic book moment. You did something which they have trouble doing. They ended the story. They ended this part of the story to start a new story. You know,
I did almost shit myself, though. I was like, no, they did not just kill Negan.
I thought that, you know what, when I first saw that, I said, this looks like it, because I didn't see him say, get him some help, and there wasn't anybody around him at first. I thought that they was going to throw a little death in there, but, you know, Jeffrey Dean Morgan signed on for season 9, so I wasn't too worried about it. But when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Somebody has to help him.
Yeah.
He's gonna bleed out. So
yeah.
You know. But yeah, you know, I like the ending. I like the moment of, you know, gumption for Eugene, as we predicted. Everybody predicted, you know, and he also said it. You know, they're not going to show you the bullets and the fake bullets for no reason. We said that last week. And then if you looked at the trailer for the start of this week, they mentioned the fake bullets again. Mm-hmm. So you kind of had to get the impression that they were going to do something with the fake bullets. And he even told you what would happen if you fired a fake bullet from a gun. It was going to, you know, blow up in the user's hand. So it was, you know, you kind of saw that coming. I liked it. I like the ending. There were a lot of little subtle hints on what's going to come next that I saw on YouTube, and I thought about it, but I wasn't sure. I thought I was looking too much into it, but when I saw other people kind of talk about it, I said, "Wow, they did put that in there for a reason. If other people saw it as well." So we'll talk about that. We'll get into the dislikes too, but let's see what Jay liked about the episode, man.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I feel like we could have had more. I think we could have had Kyle, Jada, and Negan's talk, and they could have had a fight there instead, and it could have been Negan and Rick, fisticuffs, and him saying, this is why I named Lucille.
Yeah.
Oh God. I don't know, and still, I don't see why they needed to kill Carl for that.
Yeah.
I think they should have had him just like with this opposite now, where Rick had Negan on his knees ready to blow his head off, but instead of Carl being the kid in the farmhouse, saying, "Do it, Dad, do it," he should be standing there saying, "Dad, you don't need to. This isn't the way it should be."
Mm-hmm.
Or have Maggie, be not so vengeful, and just say, "You know what? I lost the most here to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do it this way instead."
Yeah.
There's different routes they could have had without obviously killing Carl, but
yeah, I mean, a lot of the writing was questionable. I think, as we're gonna get into our dislikes in a moment here, the one thing that you look at the writings and we talk about the unnecessariness of some of the things that they do.
Yeah.
They basically told us that whole Jada's storyline was unnecessary. Yeah, we're gonna get the reveal of what the helicopter is. Maybe that'll be the big reveal. Maybe in season 9. I'm assuming it'll be season 9. But the whole trash heapster thing was pretty much unnecessary. It was an unnecessary filler there. They could have easily just did this with the group from the library or another group, just discussed, and maybe a smaller quartet of people. Oceanside was pretty much useless. They came in and I instantly thought of texting Jay, but I said, nah, I'm not going to do it because he's going to probably throw something at the TV.
It just seemed like the Kelsey gave me during that. She knew. She knew.
Yeah, so it's like you have this whole community in Oceanside, and what happened to this community was Simon obviously killed all the men, so you have the Alexandrians and Hilltop and Kingdom go there several times to try to convince these women to help him in the war. And finally, Aaron goes and gets lost in the woods and almost dies, and he somehow convinces them. After the first 3 efforts didn't work, this time he's in the middle of a forest in the rain, and he somehow talks them into coming with Molotov cocktails to save the day. They didn't even talk to the women. Like, they didn't even show any kind of communicate. They just came out and just started throwing Molotov cocktails at the smallest group of saviors possible. So it's like Simon killed all these men for them to attack Negan, who avenged Simon's wrongdoings. It was just, why did they add this to the show?
I don't know. And like, who carries around duffel bags of Molotov cocktails?
Nobody.
It's like, oh, we're going back. What are we going to bring? Should we bring some food, some water? Nah, let's just bring some alcohol bottles and lighters in case we have to fight with Molotov cocktails.
And of course, they come at the last moment before Tara is discovered in the woods. And then what were the saviors' points of working with Tara? I mean, they could have at least had that group of saviors be, attack Tara and the rest of the saviors that were on the former saviors that were on Tara's side fight them. You didn't even need to have Oceanside at this point. Like, the Oceanside should have came in a different moment. Maybe they should have saved it for, an earlier battle. If you're gonna have Oceanside, I mean, they waited to the last moment for Oceanside. I just think it was poor writing, in that sense. It was poor writing to kill off Carl. Rick, his mercy prevailed over his wrath. Did you have to kill Carl for him to say that? You killed the essential character in the show. Introduced 2 pointless groups to come to the same conclusion that you had in the comic book without doing any of that. So it's like,
Yeah, but you kill off 90% of the kingdom.
yeah.
Why? Why don't you kill off the kingdom and then bring in Oceanside and then bring in the second group, the Heapsters, and then kill them off too? It's like, oh great, that's fantastic.
Why couldn't Simon kill off 90% of the kingdom, and then Negan say we weren't supposed to do that? You know what I'm saying? That would have been a great fix for the adding the Oceanside in. I mean, 90% of the kingdom died anyways. Maybe Simon does the same thing to the kingdom that he did to Oceans. I just,
right.
As much as I like the season, much better than season 7, they have a lot of work to do to fixing season 9, and I think there's so much damage done. It's kind of like transitioning for Fear the Walking Dead to take over as the main show.
I agree.
It really is, and it's kind of sad because I tell you, the cliffhanger we got here is now we're going to have a possible civil war with Maggie, Daryl, and Jesus.
What the fuck?
I don't understand this either. We still got to find out Georgie and her group. Obviously, we get the comic book connection where Negan is going to rot in prison or whatever. We see Carol comes back to the kingdom, and then we see Morgan go into the trash heapster place and dismiss Jadis to go join Alexandria, but he takes her place. So we'll get into that on Wednesday on Morgan's story. Morgan's story transition in Fear, but again, it's just the cliffhanger there with Maggie, and not the cliffhanger, but the possible reveal of the next part of the story of Maggie, Daryl, and Jesus now formulating a plan to possibly overthrow Rick or do something to Rick. It's like now you're going in another direction that I don't think makes sense at all. I think that's not the point.
Like, how the hell could Jesus be upset that Rick didn't kill Negan when the whole beginning was him telling Morgan, you don't kill people, use this end to just disable them? What the fuck?
I have no idea what the hell's going on.
And then you had Daryl, who lets Dwight go.
Yeah, but he's mad at Rick for letting Negan go. Dwight has done more to Daryl than Negan did.
Seriously.
He shot him. He got his friend kidnapped, which ultimately got his friend killed. He shot and killed Denise, who was also his friend, reminded Denise of her twin brother. I mean, he captured him. He fed him dog sandwiches. Like, I mean, he double, triple crossed him in his mind, and he lets him go. Like, but yet he wants to side with Maggie and Jesus, who doesn't want to kill anybody, to possibly have a civil war with Rick. It's like,
what the fuck? Are they trying to write nonsense? It's like, what is going on?
This is the best way to transition into Fear the Walking Dead taking over. That's what I think. I think what they're doing is just an end game, possibly, and just having Fear as their number one show. But, a lot of people, we're going to get into that later as well. A lot of people want to know what we think about Fear and how the direction's going. We'll talk about that Wednesday. But the writing you have to do something to change the writing around, and having a civil war after they just fought this mammoth group together and the Saviors, and now they're going to fight each other. It makes absolutely no sense at all. None.
Chat did ask a good question. When Jesus tracked down Carl in the back of the truck, was Jesus going to the sanctuary to kill Negan?
No, he wasn't going to kill Negan. He was going to get intel. He wanted to, because he brought back the walkie-talkie for Rick. Mm-hmm. He wanted to get intel about the Saviors. He basically wanted to be Dwight in that part, not like double crossing, but in the comic book he kind of like infiltrates the sanctuary, and then he gets caught, and then he escapes, but he escapes with some intel. So I think that they just totally, I don't know I honestly don't know what the point in the show was, but in the comic book he was trying to get intel, and he was trying to get the schematics of the sanctuary so they could formulate an attack.
And you gotta think back with Jesus. There was the Savior pretending to pee his pants, who ended up taking Tara hostage.
Yep.
There was the rest of the Saviors in that compound, which Morgan wanted to kill them all. He said, "No, we're gonna take them prisoners."
Yep.
Who else was there? basically every turn he just wanted to not kill anybody.
Yeah, even the prisoners, when Maggie was going to shoot them all, and he said, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, when Morgan, when the Sabers broke away, he hit Morgan saying, you can't shoot them. They got to fight over it.
Fight. Yep. So I don't understand his part in this whole overthrowing or possible civil war or possible, thing with Rick and Michonne is. And I don't know why they're going to make Maggie such a bad. I mean, they're kind of like presenting her as a villain now. I mean, I know she didn't sign yet.
Yeah, why should I have it come back?
why would you do this? And it's just like, sure, she's pissed off. Maybe you have the moment where her and Rick meet next year, and maybe she fights with Rick, and that's it. And then she goes, I trust you know what you're doing. But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why they're gonna do it. Maybe maybe it's a bigger part of what we need to see, but
and just like they tack on, Fear the Walking Dead. This is Gimple's The Walking Dead. It's no longer the comic book that we love. It's not the story that we wanted to see anymore, and that's upsetting. That's the most upsetting thing.
Again, Jay, you made a good point. Months ago, if you want to do your own thing and make the show different than the comic book, don't fuck up the show because it's based on the comic book. Create your own spin-off and do whatever the hell you want, because you got too many attachments. The fans are too attached to the comic book characters to keep dicking around with them. I understood Dale's death. I understood Andrea's death. Didn't understand Beth's death, but she wasn't in the comic book. Who cares? Mm-hmm. I understand Sophia, but Carl made no sense. A lot of these plot holes made no sense. It's just all over the place. But like I said, they're transitioning Fear to take over as the better show. And honestly, when we review it on Wednesday, I'm gonna talk about why I thought that the premiere was better than the premiere of The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. So the Easter egg that we saw, I saw, a couple of other people saw it. You can look on YouTube; they'll break it down a little bit more. And a couple of other YouTubers. But when they're walking in the field, they're walking by pikes. That was noticeable only because at the end, Rick pointed beyond the field to a whole bunch of walkers just roaming around, and that could be a big hint on what's to come next, the next villain. I don't want to give that away, but the pikes were set there on purpose, and the walkers in the field below were set there on purpose to kind of like tease what's coming up. You're gonna have to stay tuned for that, because that's a whole different threat. And I don't know how they're gonna make that happen without Carl.
He's central to that. I mean, maybe they make Enid Carl, and then there'll be a middle boy on the other side. I don't know.
Enid wasn't even in the damn finale.
It's true, yeah.
What the hell? Oh man, it just, it was anticlimactic, and it is what it is. I mean, did I want more from it? Yes. Did I appreciate that they didn't screw it up? Yes. Did I appreciate the comic book moment? Yes. So, it's not like I didn't dislike it, but compared to a lot of the other finale, like last year's finale was unbelievable, especially for the season that they had. The finale and the premiere last year were off the chain, but this year it just felt like they were just building up to the Fear of the Walking Dead premiere. Again, it felt like the precursor to the Fear the Walking Dead premiere, and that should not be. Fear the Walking Dead should be the precursor to The Walking Dead. Like, that show should be setting up The Walking Dead, not The Walking Dead setting up a spinoff.
So, one thing I have to ask is, what will you remember from this finale? What's going to stand out the most to you? When you look back at it, oh, that was the episode with
Rick slitting Negan's throat and Eugene sabotaging the bullets. What else can you look at?
Yeah, and it seems like we've been saying, it seems more like a whimper than like a giant You know, this wasn't like the prison battle. This was just
No. This wasn't like last season's finale. It wasn't even the big battle that they had last season. Last season was a hell of a fight.
Mhm.
You know, there was no deaths except for the saviors. Eugene killed the most saviors in one episode by himself, it seemed. No big characters died. A couple of the big savior characters died. I think A-Rot A-Rot is still alive, but one of the other savior generals died. The girl general, when she walked up to Eugene and said, "It's his fault." I don't know if Eugene killed her or not, but you know, Father Gabriel, he can't see, but he got a clean right hook on Negan.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I expected more, but I didn't not like it, but I expected more, I guess you could say.
I think most people did.
Yeah.
Like, it was fine, but it wasn't what we came to expect from The Walking Dead. You know, that's
Fun fact again, this is the first finale without a death in the finale since season number 1. That without a death of an essential character since season number 1. I'm sorry. Season number 1. If you count the governor killing all of his men at the end and all this was the first time that you didn't have, you know, any character that had enough screen time die. The governor killed, I forgot the guy's name, the guy that fought with Tyrese, killed him and killed all the rest of his people. And obviously Andrea died at the end of season 3. Season 1, nobody died in CDC. Season 2, you lost Beth's husband. You lost whatever the hell the lady's name is. I can't even think of it.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking
about.
Lost
the farm.
Yeah, you lost the farm. Season 3, you lost Andrea. Season 4, at the end of that season, who did we lose in season 4? We lost the Scavengers. They were a group, big time death there with Rick biting out their throats. Season 5, we lost Porch Dick. And we lost Deanna's husband.
Is it Reggie?
Reggie. And then season 6, technically we lost Abraham. And then season 7, we lost Sasha. So this is the first season that, you know, we didn't have that super death or a death of a person that we've seen on screen several times, and you know, since season 1. So that's a little bit of a fun fact there. And I'm just, I can't believe I can't remember these fucking people's names.
Even season 1, you could say you lost, you know, Jenner. You lost what's her name too?
Yeah. So this might be the first. Yeah, that's right. We lost Jackie and Jenner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So technically, it might be the first time some of the saviors, but they didn't have screen time.
Yeah, you can't name them. You know, they're credited for their names.
So actually, this is the first time we haven't lost anybody. So I was wrong. But again, we're looking at little stupid factoids when we should be like, oh my God, can you believe that? I think that's the impression we're trying to give the viewers tonight, is there was not that, oh my God, can you believe that happened? That was an incredible finale, blah, 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 blah. I'm not super, animated about it. I'm just like,
Yeah, there was no like wow moment. Like we've been saying, it's like, oh, some guns blew up in the guy's hands, and
yeah,
Negan got cut.
Yeah, he got his throat slit, and it's we just. I think when you have a big war like this, I think you need to have that wow moment. I think you have to have that wow moment. I think the wow moment should be, a major death or somebody sacrificing themselves. I hate to say it, but this was the perfect send-off for somebody like Eugene. Perfect send-off for somebody like Tara. Perfect send-off for somebody like Father Gabriel. Perfect send-off for a major character like Carol, even though I don't want her to die. But it would have been perfect for this episode to kill one of those characters rather than kill somebody like Carl in the mid-season finale. You know what I'm saying? Like, this would have been the moment to kill a different focal character, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. We got Fear to talk about on Wednesday. I think.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of the show, honestly, was when Oceanside came and they threw the Molotov cocktails, and I just knew that Jay was pissed off. I think that might have been my favorite part of the show, because it made me say, I know Jay is pissed at this because it doesn't make sense, and like, that shouldn't be.
Yeah. Like, all right, we gotta hurry up. I mean, how far is that hike? I mean, they had to drive there, so how many days is that now? And they're just like, I was lug these, like hundreds of pounds of Molotov cocktails with us, I guess, and
now what are they gonna do now? Like, okay, what are they gonna do at this point? Oceanside, the women gonna go back into hiding? Like, these women haven't seen men in a long time. Maybe they're like, hey, I've been stuck here. I mean, maybe they're all, lesbians. Maybe they're not. The ones that aren't, maybe they want to join the community. Maybe they're like, we miss our husbands.
Yeah.
Remember, they killed all the men. So are they going to go back into hiding? I mean, it was almost like, what next? Are we going to see them next season, or are they just done? So
I still don't know why they didn't send Tara, though.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. I didn't understand that either. And why they sent Aaron, Aaron and Enid, and
then send Enid back immediately. It's like, hey, thanks for making the trip out here and shooting that one lady. Okay, bye.
Bye. Let her go. Just whatever. We don't know where Heath is, so maybe Heath will come next year. I don't know. It was just poor writing again.
Like, and I get it, Aaron, he's gay, but I mean, he's still a man, and it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, they already have this establishment with Tara, so why not continue that storyline? Oh, because so she can chase Dwight through the woods and shoot like a stormtrooper? Come on.
Yeah. And then like we talked about earlier, now they have Daryl letting Dwight go to find his wife, but yet Daryl's mad at Rick for releasing Negan. And the reason why Dwight was even on Negan's side was because of Tara. Like, it doesn't make, it's just like, can't you realize that now, Daryl, that it's Tara's fault? You know what I'm saying? Like, things aren't just matching up. Where Tara should have really been in Oceanside, like Jay said. Why didn't you just send Tara to Oceanside? The whole Dwight thing, Dwight still would have been on your side. And then it probably would have made more sense that Daryl was on Maggie's side in the end, because he wouldn't have to free Dwight. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes to you, what you just said about Tara. Send her to Oceanside. Maybe Dwight doesn't get chased out of the woods and back to the sanctuary. It's, I don't know. They just kind of like mashed everything together.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, we're gonna have fun on Wednesday talking about. I tell you this right now, we're gonna have fun on Wednesday talking about Fear the Walking Dead, because I actually really like this episode. And now that they have Morgan, and he's like, like my favorite character, it's just gonna make me probably like Fear more. I'm looking at season 2, so the 2 deaths in season 2 were Jimmy and Patricia. I forgot about their names. Just so long ago, I'm getting old. But we're definitely going to have a big discussion about Morgan's impact on Fear, and why I'm looking forward to season 4 probably more than I look forward to season 8.
So where does this season rank up for you?
It's better than 7. I think it's right. It's still low. It's not 6. It's not 2. It's not 1. It's not 5. I think it's down there with 3 and 4. 3. I disliked season 3 for the simple fact that they ruined the governor in my opinion. Mm-hmm. 8 for the simple fact that they had too many storylines that were not a big, they had no impact on anything, and they killed off Carl, which was unnecessary. And so 7 was just a clusterfuck. It's total mess. I still think it was better than 3. Definitely better than 7. I put it right there with 4 though, and I may give 4 the edge because of the incredible mid-season finale with the governor attacking the prison. I think that 4 and having the flu virus, I think 4 had big moments, and they had that mid-season finale that to me was the best in the show's history. So I would put it right below 4 and above 3 and 7. So probably the third worst.
Yeah. And a lot of people agree. I mean, look at the numbers. I mean, we haven't get the finale numbers in, but
6.7 for last week's episode. The finale, if it doesn't hit 7 million, that says a lot.
And that's season 2 numbers.
Yes.
That's before it peaked. That's before, I hit its stride. That's
before it was 16 episodes, man.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying?
They came and called season 2. That was like season 1.5, really.
Yeah, it was correct, because only like 12 or 14 episodes or whatever, 13 episodes, and it's just like, but season 2 had more of an impact. I think the Shane storyline in season 2, the love triangle, and then the death of Shane, I think that cannot be compared to that was the start of human villains in the show. And it still had the Walker threat, you know what I'm saying, at the end.
Yeah.
So, here's what it is. My MVP, I was asked who's my MVP of the season. Obviously, Lenny James takes it for the first time in the show's history. I give it to Lenny James. He's been runner-up before, but Lenny James, unmatched. This might have been the best performance I've ever seen of any of the characters. Morgan's performance in season 8, hands down, will be it will show you how much of a loss his character is. When he goes to Fear, you will see a big difference. There is no other character or actor like Lenny James. You take him from that show and bring him to Fear, watch how good Fear is just by Lenny James' performance. Because every episode with Lenny James this year was dynamite. So he is by far the MVP. I got to give it to Rick Grimes as the runner-up. And then, and because he was in 15 episodes, you got to see the varying emotions with him. Andrew Lincoln is a great actor as well. And then honorable mention to Carl. Pointless death, but he had a big impact on the season as well. And he had a coming out party in the last 2 episodes, the mid-season finale and the mid-season premiere. All Carl Grimes, all Chandler Riggs. So those are my 3. But Lenny James, man, if one thing I could take away from this season is the performance of Lenny James, that was unmatched. So let's see how they lost their best character, and let's see how they go on from here.
Yeah, the best actor and the foundation character for the show. We'll see.
Yeah, you want to give a show writer even more of a headache. Like Jay just said, you took the best actor in the foundation of the show. Let's see how good you do now, Andrea Conner. Let's see how well you can write without a Lenny James episode next season.
With the ratings falling.
Yes.
Yeah, save the boat. Yeah. You're the captain at the Titanic, just hit the iceberg. Go.
Yeah. Go ahead. That's a mountain to climb, man. So we'll definitely see. Favorite moments for you on the show on this season, Jay? That was another question. Your favorite moments of the season?
Oceanside.
Knew he was gonna say that.
I like Simon.
Okay.
I like that character for what they did wrong with exploring outside the comic books. They did do him right. They did add a level there of intensity, assholery.
Yep. Douchebag.
Yep. So
he would have been my honorable mention, but I had to give it to Carl because they killed him for no reason.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I'll remember most for Carl dying, and from now on, I think we'll be asking, what if Carl was there?
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Because in the comics, he's always there, basically. So I don't know. Some of these storylines, you get the anchor in some of them. So I'm not sure how they're going to maintain that.
And just a spoiler for people who didn't read the comic books, what Jay's talking about. He is somewhat of a spoiler. Carl Grimes is essential to the antagonists that are upcoming. He's essential to rebuilding Alexandria. He's essential to now becoming the next, he's grown up. He found a trade, and they're making him, they're grooming him to take his father's place as the next leader of these communities. He also has sort of a relationship with imprisoned Negan. And then on top of it, he has a big part in the next antagonist confrontation with the survivors. So those are 5 big key points that we're going to miss out on just because they decided to kill him off because of whatever reason.
Yeah, imagine it's like the scene, like next season, in the season premiere, you see Carl down there in the cell just having a conversation with Negan, and his dad comes down, like, what the hell are you doing talking to him? Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, I'm just trying to get a guy's point of view, that's all.
Yeah. And how about this? Another spoiler for comic book readers. Next year, we don't know what's going to happen, but in the comic books, Carl Grimes goes down to the prison cell, and he says to, Negan asks, hey, I thought we were friends, and he says, do you still want to kill me? He goes, yeah, I still want to kill you. Like, we're not friends. Like, you got to see that moment in the comic books. We don't get that now. And the Negan and Carl relationship was so dynamic in the comic books that you're kind of missing out on that. So, obviously they could replace Carl with Enid or Henry, but that's dumb as hell. That's stupid. So
yeah, when you have a character, an actor that wants to stay, was told he was going to stay for 3 more seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. But what it is, we'll always remember the season as the unnecessary death of Carl. Mm-hmm. We'll always remember the season as the finality of the all-out war. And we'll always remember the season by Eugene being the MVP of the war itself, because the Saviors, literally the MVP of the war itself was backstabbing, were moles. So without Dwight and Eugene and Simon, without the 3 of them, the Saviors absolutely destroy Alexandria, the Kingdom, and Hilltop. It's still not even a close battle if you think about it. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Like, without Dwight doing what he does, without Simon double-crossing Negan, trying to overtake Negan, and without Eugene, making those fake bullets, even till the end, if it wasn't for Eugene's fake, even with Simon and Dwight doing all the things that they did, it still took Eugene's fake bullets to beat the Saviors. That's how strong they were. Think about that.
Yeah, and that was almost like a last-minute decision on his part, too.
Yeah. Yes. That's how big and strong the Saviors were. Like, man, so, Negan really didn't, he lost the war, but it wasn't because of anything he outsmarted Rick, he outmuscled Rick, and he was just betrayed and backstabbed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, you can have everything in place. It's almost like the Seattle Seahawks against the Patriots. You have all of it in place. You have Marshawn Lynch at the 1 yard line, and then somebody does something dumb like throw a pass. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly the same. It's like making the decision to kill Carl. Why would you do that? Why would you pass it on the 1 yard line?
Let's not run beast mode who they can't stop. Let's just pass it on 1 yard line. You know? I gotta do that one in there, Jay.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man. I'm out, man. I'm out of it, but I'm out of things to say about the finale. I think again for the 15th time, I think I'm more excited about the premiere of Fear the Walking Dead. Come back here on Wednesday and give you guys our thoughts on a very good premiere. New characters, a possible time jumping situation, which I think is outstanding.
Yeah. Because before that, they're a couple years behind, I want to say, of the current group. So,
Right.
And, but we'll talk more about that. We don't want to get into that because we want to make sure we give that show its well-deserved time.
Yes.
I think we've talked about Season 8. It was an improvement in Season 7. I agree with James. But, if I was to sit down and I was to be given a choice of watching Season 3 over these two, I probably would. Just one, because it's been a while, so maybe a little more nostalgia of it too. But it's just, I'm seeing the core characters, still, and the storyline was still about the central characters. It wasn't about, bringing like the National Guard unit for 3-4 episodes and then killing them all off.
Yeah.
I was like, why? But, but I don't know. Again, we'll see. I'm excited, see if there's some different feeling in Season 9, bring it back home a little bit.
Yes.
It's definitely, they're saying it's not only the Season 8 finale, but it's almost like, the past 8 seasons finale as we're hitting a new stride of a different goal now. It's more possibly politics than war against different humans, but we'll see how long they can keep that going for them.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's a good point that you made. I don't want them to start mixing politics with the Walking. Like, my fucking God. Like, seriously, don't, please, no.
They start having elections and like, epic battle of a debate. The battlefield between Maggie and Rick is with microphones, not weapons.
It's going to give me a headache if they do that, because I just keep that shit out.
Make Alexandria great again.
I know, come on. They're going to make Rick like Trump and Maggie like Hillary? What are you doing? It's crazy. Like, I don't even want to think about that. That's, but whatever. We'll see. Definitely get the questions into us about the premiere. We're going to transition ourselves from Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead. Were we let down overall from the season? Can't be let down after season 7. I think that we were more let down that they took the storyline and they really could have taken off with it, and they didn't. We love Negan and Rick's characters. We loved the war between them. I think they were great moments there between Rick and Negan themselves. We like the backstabbing because that was part of the comic book. We like Eugene coming around and having basically getting revenge for Negan killing his friends. I think it would have been really good if Eugene said at the end to Rosita, I never, what they did to Abraham made me do this, or something like, I did this all for Abraham. This is what I needed to do for Abraham. This was me paying Abraham back. And it would have made us say he was really doing this, like he really thought this through from start to finish, and he played it to the T. But if he would have mentioned Abraham at the end and said, "Hey, look, what they did to Abraham made me say I'm gonna take them out," and that would have made me feel a little bit more, made me like it a little bit more. But he didn't say that. He basically said it was Rosita calling him out that made him do it. We'll remember it for the moments that we don't like Oceanside, like the trash heapsters, killing Carl.
Yeah.
Pointless things during the episode.
So, do you think if they kill Carl in the comic books, do you think that will bring a little ease to the killing of Carl in the show?
Absolutely not. No. The way they killed Carl wasn't justifiable. You can't kill a character. If they would have killed Carl and he went out in a blaze of glory, like let's say Carl saved somebody and he saved, I don't know, let's just say he actually saved one of the, or Eugene, or somebody like Laura, or maybe he saved Maggie and Simon killed him in a really brutal way, or got him killed and eaten by walkers. And then they turn around and, Negan killed Simon and said, you can't kill the kid. He was the future. Maybe I would have felt a little bit better. Maybe if Carl saved everybody and got eaten by walkers, or Rick had to put down Walker Carl, I would feel better with it. But killing him in the comic book doesn't do anything, because that finishes his story arc in the comic books. He had a lot more to go in the show. He just had too much. Mm-hmm. And I just think that when they did it to Andrea's character is because that character was horrible. And, nothing against Laurie Holden, but they made Andrea's character so bad that we didn't care if they killed her off. Carl's character was not bad. So, and he had a lot more to go. So I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Well, if I see Gimple at Walker's Talk, I'll make sure to ask him.
He'll probably give you the Gimple look.
Oh, it's my show. I can write however I want to write.
No, this is a story that we're trying to tell. And killing Carl will, that opens up season 9. Killing Carl will be the catalyst for all season 9 and 10. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, we still have a good day with season 7 and 8, so I'm not gonna trust you, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Other than that, I mean, it's hard not to say bad things sometimes when we're talking about something we love, and even when it's an okay show, it's still disappointing because we expect a great show.
Yes.
And anything short of perfection is going to be looked at with a sour taste in our mouth. Especially the big moments. I think they had bigger bad moments than bigger good moments.
Yeah. And this all started with season 6.
Yeah.
Season 6 was such an incredible season. They hit every big moment they hit the nail on the head every single time in season 6. And then they ruined it. They didn't ruin the season, but they ruined the biggest moment of the show's history by that cliffhanger. And it has not recovered from that. And I think the Carl's death was a jumping the shark moment. But it did the reverse. I think it pushed more viewers away. You just, sometimes to recover from something, you can't do something that dramatic. And
yeah. And I did like to see with going back to the show, thinking back now, when Negan's telling him about the eeny meeny miny mo, he's like, that was fake. I knew exactly what I was gonna kill.
Exactly. And that, that closed that closed a chapter there as well. You know, maybe people thought that he randomly picked Abraham. No, there was a method behind his madness. He wanted to take out his strongest soldier, and he did not want to, he did not want to kill. He showed that he has a good side. He didn't want to kill the father in front of his son. So he.
And you look at the lineup, Rick's there falling apart, and
yep.
Abraham is the only one that's like, yeah, this guy could give me trouble.
Yeah.
He's got a pair of brass balls over here. I don't think I could break him easily, so let me just kill him off.
Correct. And he literally was the only one not to show fear. Everybody else was shaking and crying and everything else. Him and Carl.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Fuck. Just look at where Carl's going. God damn it.
Challenge is still on. I don't know where we went with the $25. I know somebody asked me to donate $25 in their name. I'm not doing that.
Okay. Now we got links, guys.
Get the links. If you want to donate anonymously, you can. You don't have to. You could just put a little thing in the bottom and just say this is for the Afro episode. I guess you could say where I have my hair out in the Afro. I am not telling the viewers now who said to me, donate, I'll pay you back. That's not happening. No.
That's not how this works. No IOUs.
No. Go ahead, click the link, make a donation. It's to help out, animals and make sure they have good homes and are treated well. It's not for me, and I certainly don't want to wear an afro on this show. To be honest with you, it takes some time, and I won't be able to get the whole thing on camera properly. So
we're gonna back the camera up a little bit there. That's for good cause.
So, yep, definitely. That's still on. First person to donate $25, we will announce it on the next show, and then we'll follow up the show after that. I will wear my hair out in the afro and even have the pick in the afro and look like a complete ass just for the animals, the sake of animals. How about that? So,
sounds good. All right, guys. I'll get to some of your other questions our next show here on Wednesday when we dissect Fear the Walking Dead's Season 4 premiere. But hey, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for everyone sticking with us. I know we're kind of off and on for the second half of Season 8. We're going to try to keep our stride going this Wednesday with Fear the Walking Dead, and we'll go back to our usual Monday shows, but we just want to make sure we dedicate enough time for both the Season 8 finale and the Season 4 premiere. So James, you got anything else out before we go to close out for tonight?
Just again, like Jay said, we want to make sure we dedicate the time. I looked at Season 8 finale and the premiere as one big episode. We don't want to give too much away. We do want to give the proper time slot for Fear. So this show, we gave you our honest opinion about Season 8. We love the show. We're going to watch it no matter what. We're going to watch it until it's not on TV anymore. Again, we're not trying to be super critical here, but we're trying to be honest. You can't give us Season 6 and then follow it up with stuff like we've seen the last 2 years without the real fans coming forward and saying what the hell is going on. Give us our show back, I guess their answer to that is the show is burning to the ground, so we're just going to throw a couple more matches on it and just give you Fear the Walking Dead. I think that's what they're trying to tell us. Who the hell knows?
All right.
See you guys Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll see. Season 9, different showrunner. See if he has a different feel. Let's hope so. Let's hope they bring it back. And like I said, I think at the end of Season 7 that in order for Season 8 to be successful, I want to say the same thing for Season 9. They got to return to the comics.
Yes.
Back to tried and true. That's what got you guys here. Doesn't have to be beat for beat, but goddamn, you can't go off and kill fucking Carl Grimes and expect people to cheer for that. No one liked that at all.
No.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys catch us again this Wednesday, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then following Mondays as well. We'll keep you guys posted. I'll be updating Facebook if need be. And usually send out a little message on Twitter and Twitch as far as when we'll be going live too. YouTube videos, this should be up here in a day or so. If you guys are watching on YouTube, like and subscribe to us so you can get all the alerts as far as when the new videos come online. Echo5studios.com should be updated for the most part within a couple episodes out. Yeah. On that, guys, hey, thanks for the support for the season. Really, without you guys here giving us, questions and comments, I'm not sure if I'd be even watching it. No, I'm joking. I'd still be watching it. But you guys are definitely the higher moments of the season. Yeah. Engaging with you guys and having our conversation together. And of course, thank you to James for joining me in this dissection of the season as well. Yeah, guys, stay tuned. We got Fear the Walking Dead dissections coming up, and we'll keep you guys posted as far as once we get to that mid-season break of that with any other plans coming up. We'll be talking to TWD Brown, try to get something going with that too. But we'll keep you guys posted as far as any news. So that's why you got to follow us on the social medias so you can keep up to date with us.
True.
Other than that, hey, get that furrow money out, donate it because I want to see it, and we'll see you guys next time when James and Jay dissects Fear the Walking Dead.
Have a good night, everybody.
See you guys.